All right, everybody.
Jan, live.
Yes. I'm the champ.
You're the best. You're the best.
You're the best.
I'm the champ.
Thank you for tuning in, guys. I don't even know where I'm looking. I guess it doesn't matter right now. But welcome to Jan Live. I can't announce the episode, and here's why. If you're watching this, I'm in Europe visiting my dad over there, who is not doing too great, but we're going to go over there and fix him up. So I got Steve and Rob Morris here, the Morris brothers. So we are actually pre-recording this, but we are going to do it live mode. So we hit record, and we're not going to stop, I hope.
No,
You went to the bathroom?
It's like the kids in the car.
Yes.
No stopping. Sorry.
We're going to roll right through it as though it was live. But again, it's a pre-recording, but it's scheduled at 7 p.m. Tuesday night. And that's where Jan Live usually is streaming. So that's what we're doing here. But I feel we should just start with some music, guys, because so I get the feedback that I talk too much. So can we just go into a song?
Yeah. Who said that?
I won't mention his name.
Okay.
But
We'll find him.
let me put some reverb on you. So we'll start with one of you guys' songs called.
Does it rhyme with Tony?
This is Montauk Fever, everybody. And that's going to lead into something we're going to talk about in a little bit. All right? You guys cool?
Yep.
I'm nervous. That's what I am.
I'm always nervous.
The best. You're the best. You're the best.
2 D. Oh. When I was a little boy, I played all day on the dunes. I chased little sliding snakes in a tiny sand lagoon. Run home when the sun went down, fall right into my bed. That's just when it got to me, my body'd start to sweat. Oh, it lifts you up and it drags you down. In the morning you're gone, Montauk fever, Montauk fever. We sat in the afternoon at the roadside bar on the stretch. She said she remembered me, but I swear we never met. Made love in the summer nights through the changing of the moon. So far from the city life, it ended far too soon. Oh, it lifts you up and it drags you down. In the morning you're gone, Montauk fever. So it goes, we go through changes in time, travel different roads, live our different lives. Now and then I get that ache in my heart, it's that feeling, and I know I'm not alone. Drags you down. In the morning you're gone, Montauk fever, Montauk fever, Montauk fever. Chase all the sliding snakes at the tiny sand lagoon. You give me Montauk fever. You give me fever. Montauk fever. Montauk fever. You give me fever, Montauk fever, Montauk fever.
Nice song, guys.
Thank you very much.
I love the vibe of it.
Yeah, well, it was a title that was hanging around for a while.
Yeah.
And as you know, because we spent a lot of time in Montauk together.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna launch into that whole bit because one of the reasons I always wanted you guys to be on here on Jan Live was that I explained this to folks when I moved to America in '91, ladies and gentlemen. That's a long time ago. I went to Berklee, and I was counting on being able to stay there for about a semester. I had money for about one semester, and but what happened was I got picked up by a band. Who knew?
We were hatching an evil plan.
These two fellas
Abduct you.
they were hatching an evil plan, and I don't know if you remember, but I think there was a funny story about like who played with me.
Yeah.
Was that you?
What happened was, you do so many different classes, and
Yeah.
we'd gone home and we were looking for a keyboard player, and Steven said, I think I got a guy, he plays in this thing. And I said, it's funny, I think I got a guy, we should go check, each, whatever guy that is out. And he said, come to this room at a certain time, and I poked my head in. It was the same guy. So we had, of all the people at Berklee, it was you.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Danish.
It was meant to happen, Rob.
I totally believe that. Yeah.
But what happened was that the evil plan was to get a band together at Berklee, and then in the summer move out to Montauk, where you guys have spent a ton of time as kids and growing up, and your parents had a house out there. So we basically crashed your parents' house.
Yeah, for a little while.
Yeah, and rehearsed in the basement.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. And so the name of the band was Titsy Brandizzy. And just to mess you guys up, I have some old footage here. We would actually quickly get hooked up in the gig scene out there.
Yeah, we played everywhere.
And I have an old poster, if you don't mind me showing
When we
it.
say everywhere, we really played everywhere.
The Dancing Crab.
Yeah.
What was it?
Tipperary Inn.
Yeah.
Tipperary Inn.
We played across the street. In a driveway.
Yeah.
Driveways,
that's
beaches,
right. Yeah.
basements.
Yeah.
Nothing's really changed, actually.
Look at this.
Wow. I think the pig.
That is
the
marketing 101. Look at that. It's
the pig nose really fits me.
wow.
That's a good look.
Now you might have to blow
that
this
for
up on
weight?
it. Huh?
Is that at the Talk House?
Yeah,
Is that for the Talk House?
yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Would they
Oh,
put us
wow.
on at like 5 a.m. on a Tuesday or something?
No, we went on early.
No.
But that was the extent of the marketing we had learned at Berklee, I guess.
Yeah, slick.
Very slick, right? But we were pretty hot out there.
Yeah,
I
we
feel.
were.
By the way, all these years later, I finally figured out what Montauk fever is.
Oh, Steve, let us know.
Dehydration.
Oh,
Yeah. But no, really, actually, there's a magic there. So that is the magic, and you felt the magic.
yeah.
And it still exists, although Montauk is now a brand. It's a beer and surfboards and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I have to say, like coming from Denmark and getting that beautiful invitation to join your band, I think I was not heading home, but I was getting ready to sort of like say, all right, that was that. And then these twins come around and want me to do this thing, and I was like, what? Montauk and Long Island? I had no idea, man. And when we got out there, I gotta say, I fell in love with Montauk. I'm still in love with Montauk, but I know it's changed a lot. But it's kind of that the end of the world feel, and it's just gorgeous.
It's hard to get out of your system.
Yeah.
Hence the fever.
And that made me, let me just quickly explain that. So we made some money, and I saved up some money, and we went back to Boston. And I was lucky. I got some grants at home. They have a lot of support in Denmark, for art and stuff. So I got some money. But the money we made and the self-esteem I got from that. So I stayed, hung around another year, and we went back to Montauk.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to forward a little bit because we decided not to bring too many pictures from Montauk because we can talk for weeks about this, and we'll probably do a part 2, I hope. And maybe we'll do it really live the next time. But then we went back to Boston, and you guys actually left and moved to New York after finishing school up there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hanging around for a year up in Boston, and I was always dead scared of New York City. And I think it has to do with, living in Denmark. Most of the images I got was action movies from New York, and like crime and gunshots and this and that. So I had built up this image of New York. I never thought I was going to live there. And I remember you guys calling me up saying, Jan, we got Side by Side, a song we wrote together in a song contest. And we were going to perform it at Tramps. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's right.
Yeah.
I remember now. Yeah.
And I think I stayed at your place, Rob, because you were like, you guys, you got to come down. And so I came down, and I remember, sitting at a sidewalk cafe, like just walking down 9th Avenue, like really scared. But then I forget who I was with. We just sat down, had a beer, and all of a sudden, I was just like, wow, this is amazing. Just as magical as Montauk in a different way. We did the show, and you guys are like, well, why don't you move down? We'll hook you up. We'll get you work. And so once again, you made the transition easy. And you guys are once again the culprits of you guys having to deal with me in New York City. And I just want to show another old picture we found here. So I started in the subway for a couple of months. I played in the subway. I don't know if you remember that.
I do. Yeah.
And then I crawled up, and I finally started getting busy.
You
For you $5
were hot down there.
I was one of the guys.
Yeah.
down
You
there.
were one of the greatest.
But look, guys. So this is one of our.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Oh wait.
Sorry,
I haven't gotten used to the. Here we go.
Yeah.
That's a classy looking outfit
That's
right there.
Yep.
Oh, that's an act.
That's right. You can almost hear us swinging from
Wow.
look at that.
And so that was one of our working.
It's not quite the cover of Dress to Kill, but
No.
it's.
But we were definitely out to kill. We were out
Yeah.
to get as much work as we
That's
could,
right.
and we had that book. What was it? Don't Ever Get Fired
Don't
Again.
never get fired again. Yeah, that's right.
Where we collected all the all the songs.
And now this is the book
Yeah,
right here.
the iPad. But we had like a variation of songs in there, so it didn't matter what kind of gig we got tossed into, we'd have at least one or two
We had a
songs.
way out.
Well, you were famous for putting your keyboard on that big cart and then rollerblading with the cart
Oh my
Yeah.
God, Steve.
down the west side
Yeah.
to
That's right.
to all the gigs down there.
Yeah.
With the long hair flowing.
Yeah, and the
You got
tuxedo.
and in a tuxedo with rollerblades and your cart.
Yeah.
I remember too walking one day. There was that the homeless guy who was. My brother was ahead of me, and I came whizzing by. And he goes, "Hey, your brother's ahead of me."
Oh yeah, he would always,
Yeah,
he would keep a time
yeah.
on it. But I remember like falling on the Brooklyn Bridge one time, and that's when I decided, I was heading into Brooklyn. I had to rollerblade for like 2 hours with this thing, and
Oh no.
I fell like right in front of the traffic cop on the other side, and she was like, "You got to get a cab," So I
Yeah.
kind of. But listen, man, I talk too much.
No, we all talk too much.
No,
We'll be here
alright.
forever.
We'll be here forever, and let's do another song.
Yeah, let's do it.
Can I do one?
Yes, please. This is your show.
This song is actually ties into what we were just talking about, because we were still doing the original thing as the Marsh Brothers Band, and this song is called "Work Is Done," and we recorded that, and we're talking about releasing those albums on Spotify. We haven't done it yet, but they might get up there at some point. This is "Work Is Done," and I decided to redo it for what I'm doing now as Jan, and so yeah, let's do it. They've been talking all day long about some changes at work. got me worried for a while. But when I came back home and I saw your face again, I left my trouble all behind. 'Cause work is done, the day is over, work is done, and I'm gonna spend all the night with you. Hear how the west wind sings, let tomorrow bring what tomorrow brings. Sure, I got dreams, I got mountains to climb, I got so many goals to reach, but I let it all rest now as the sun goes down, shining on you and me. 'Cause work is done, the day is over, work is done, and I'm gonna spend all the night with you. Hear how the west wind sings, let tomorrow bring what tomorrow brings. Let tomorrow bring what tomorrow brings. Let tomorrow bring what tomorrow brings. 'Cause work is done, the day is over, work is done, and I'm gonna spend all the night with you. Hear how the west wind sings, let tomorrow bring what tomorrow brings. 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 Nice job, fellas.
Great song.
Just like we practiced it.
Yeah.
That was on Pop the Trunk, I believe.
Was
The first incarnation before this,
yeah,
this, not remix, but redo.
yeah.
Right.
So maybe we'll get it up and we'll have two versions to choose
Hey,
from.
you know what?
Yeah. Why not?
But anyway, let's again, there's so many things I could talk to these fellas about. We've gone through
Yeah, but you talk too much. You've been told
Yeah.
that by Tony.
yeah. I don't know if it was Tony actually. It's just
I'm making it up.
it probably was Mark Party
Oh,
or Bobby Mack. But so we have to pick something. So I'm gonna pick one night, one of our not original gigs, but it was a gig we did at Waldorf. We were in a house band, and all of a sudden we get the email,
oh yeah.
and guys, Sting is gonna play with you, Stevie Wonder is gonna play with you, and that is on the same night.
On the same night, same day. I mean, you can't have made that up if you tried.
And
Right.
with the possibility of Aretha Franklin, although that never came to pass. She sang to tracks, I believe. That night.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
she
So
did.
we were supposed to play with her too.
I
and then
forgot
she
that.
decided.
Was that was that the same gig where I almost knocked Katy Perry out? I swung the door open to the. I may have. I
Wait.
ran to the bathroom and came back through the kitchen, and she was standing behind the door.
I think that was a different night.
Yeah, because
Oh.
was John Mayer there too that
Yes,
night?
he was.
It was.
He
Yeah,
was.
so
I
that was a
hiding
different
Was
in the-
that a
night.
different night?
That was
Maybe.
That
I-
was Natalie Cole. Was that the Natalie Cole?
Yeah, I think that's what
Yeah.
it was.
Right. There was some big, but that day was uniquely special because
Yeah.
Stevie came out with a whole set. I
Yeah.
mean, like we did what 3 or 4.
I
songs?
have the set list.
Yeah.
Jeez, I forgot to bring it in.
Oh.
I'm gonna show you guys some pictures, but I actually have a handwritten set list that actually it looks like one of you guys' handwriting, but I think it was 4 or 5 songs.
Oh.
And I just gotta say that I grew up with Sting, and Sting is totally part of my whole songwriting fabric. I mean, I listen to Sting night and day. Stevie, and I got to be careful when I say this around musicians here in America, like I didn't listen to Stevie Wonder. And it's not that I dislike Stevie Wonder, it just, there's so many great artists, and he just didn't make his way onto the turntable at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really looking forward to Sting, and of course Stevie, but like Sting was the guy for me. And it was great to play with Sting, but I think the shock for me was to sit right by Stevie Wonder and hear his voice.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think I had an audio. I don't know what I did with it, but just for a little clip, I heard him about Sherry Moore, I think, or something.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah. I'm just gonna show these guys a little footage here. So that was my view. I mean, I was sitting right where I took this picture. I was sitting behind a keyboard. I was next to Stevie. I could,
Yeah.
And we got some.
Well, it's always, for all the gigs you do where it's just, you're hacking away, whatever. You're grinding through, I should say. There I am. Actually, I went up to him because, believe it or not, we have the same last name. Stevie's real last name is Morris.
But Steve, didn't somebody call you once
Yes.
in a while?
I used to get his phone calls. He had, or maybe still has, a residence on the Upper East Side, and so
people would look up Steve
back
Morris
in the day,
and then call your number.
They would call me, and I got them like 2, 3, 4 times, and it started to be a pattern where I would know. And one day, a guy called, "Hey, Stevie," and I said, I was picking it up at this point. I said, "I know who you're looking for. You got the wrong guy." He goes, "Well, oh." I said, "Well, who is this?" He goes, "It's Nile." I said, "Nile Rodgers?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, since I have you on the phone, let me
pop the trunk."
Yeah. Let me hit you over. He was like, "Yeah, absolutely, right." Anyway, but I went up to tell Stevie that, and on the break, and
what did he say?
I don't know. It happened so fast, but it's always cool. Like if you play with an artist like that, and you hear the same thing like with Natalie Cole when she started singing "Unforgettable" and stuff like that. When it's like they're like that, and it's a reason. They're special for a reason.
Yeah,
it's not a coincidence.
Steve, it was like I picked out because we knew we were going to play "Every Breath You Take." We only did one with Sting, right? And I picked out the string arrangement, which is really simple because the Police didn't really have keyboards. So, but I did pick it out, and I was playing it on stage. And we've done all these cover gigs over the years, so I kind of fell into this thing. Oh, we're playing "Every Breath You Take," and I was like, "Wait a second, this guy sounds just like Sting," And I looked, "Oh my God, I'm playing with Sting,"
Well, they also never warned us on the key because we didn't know if he was going to drop it down.
Oh yeah,
and he just came. He just started. Remember that?
Yeah.
He started. He didn't even. There was no instruction.
Yeah.
He just and then that clip or whatever when he cut, is that there? When he sort of signals us to just take the out.
So no set form, just following.
Yeah, we just followed him. And then after that, remember he shook everyone's
I'm so angry. I actually took this footage. By the way, we were told not to take pictures. So if some of these pictures look a little funny, it's because I'm actually hiding kind of like on a music stand and and stuff. So we weren't supposed to take pictures, and I hope we don't get in trouble showing
Sting's stunt double.
Yes.
But that was true of the whole event, because that event, although we did many of them, I believe it was that Tom Cruise? Was that the one?
It was him or Robert.
It was Robert De Niro.
Oh, it was Robert De Niro.
And Carlos Slim.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
So, none of this was for commercial use. It was all private, even though there were thousands of people there.
Like Don Rickles was there too, right? Didn't he?
Yeah, he was there a lot. I just can't remember if he was there. Can I just say too that, because I heard this one time, somebody told me, so this guy walks in and he could barely speak, but when he started singing, it was like humongous, and I was always a little doubtful about it. I forget who this person was talking about, but that's exactly the experience I had with Stevie, because Stevie was like, hey, like this.
Right.
And I was like, wow, it's going to be a rough night. He's going to sing 5 songs. But the minute he starts singing, I don't know if it's a different place in the throat, whatever it is. It was just, are you kidding me? That is God
transcendent
blessed
experience. That voice coming through the monitor.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, kids. This one guy I have that heckles me. I speak too much, he says. So let's
Tony.
Oh, we'll find him. We'll find him. We'll find him. Don't worry about it.
Tony, take it easy.
Let's do another song. Let's do one of you guys' songs.
Okay.
And then that could lead us into what you're up to nowadays. What do you got?
Here's a song from our album One Less Dream. You can find it on Spotify. It's called Do You Think About Me? 1, 2, 3.
I know we both moved on. Our love was crazy. The years have come and gone. Those days amaze me. And there are times when I'll just smile and remember. And I wonder if the times you do the same. Do you think about me? You ever think about me? About the love we used to share and crazy things we do. Do you think about me? You ever think about me? Do you ever think about me? 'Cause I think about you. Do you think about me? Remember how we fight with all our power. We break down and we cry, make love for hours. And there are times when I can swear I feel you near me. And I wonder if the times you feel the same. Do you think about me? You ever think about me? About the love we used to share and crazy things we do. Do you think about me? You ever think about me? Do you ever think about me like I think about you? Do you think about some love is made to last? Not yours and mine, no. Our love is like a shooting star, burning out across the sky. Do you think about me? You ever think about me? About the love we used to share and crazy things we do. Do you think about me? You ever think about me? Do you ever think about me like I think about? Do you think about me? You ever think about me? About the love we used to share and all the things we do. Do you think about me? You ever think about me? Do you ever think about me? 'Cause I think about you. You think about me. Think about me. Yeah, baby. Do you think about me? Think about me.
Yeah, something like that.
Very cool. I forgot the what do you call that?
The
Altered chord?
augmented.
Augmented.
Demented cemented.
I
chord.
forgot it, but I got back on the F downbeat. Beautiful song, guys.
Thanks, man. Yep.
So, let me use that to sort of like, who are you guys? What are you doing nowadays?
I don't know who are any of us.
Well, we are up to no good. No, we're writing. We write in for pop and rock and roll and stuff, and we also write for theater. So we're in the midst of we've had a number of productions, theatrical, big splashy theatrical productions.
Mm-hmm.
It's an off Broadway show which you played.
Yes.
Rockstar. We had a
Rockstar.
off Broadway show called Once Around the Sun.
Yeah. I might have done a reading with you guys on that.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have.
And several productions of a show called White Noise.
Out in Chicago.
One in New Orleans, one in Chicago. It was produced by Whoopi Goldberg. We did the Duck Commander musical out in Vegas at the Rio. And now we're in the midst of writing something brand new. I can't say exactly what it is, but it's very exciting.
And these are with our writing partner on those ventures, one Mr. Joseph Shane.
Shout out Joe Shane.
Joe Shane.
And Asa Summers and Tim Hotchner. And we are also music supervising, orchestrating, and arranging a new project called The Heroin Diaries, which is Nikki Sixx's book. Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue.
Rob?
Yeah, Nikki Sixx. And it's a musicalized version of his book, a sort of theatrical romp.
Oh, look at that.
A rocket. There he is in one of our workshops. We set up a nice Instagram about us. He has about 5 billion. I get like 7 likes. He gets like 82,000, you know. And it's called The Heroin Diaries, and it's going to premiere in Toronto in the spring. And then it's going to hit the road.
I think it's supposed to be May 5th, opening in Toronto for about 2 weeks at the Elgin Theater. Am I saying that right?
I don't know.
And then on the road, and it's casting is going to start soon. And then we're off and running. There's going to be a big press conference. No, I mean, none of this is a secret anymore. It's all out there. The casting notice has gone out. So, it's really interesting. It's nice to be on the other side of a show that's being produced where you're not necessarily writing the material from the ground up, and where you're more interpreting.
You were doing that on most of the other shows, right?
All of those.
Yeah. So in this space, you pretty much have to adopt his.
Yeah, he's the writer, and he's a damn good one.
Yeah.
And
how do you work with a rock star like that?
Well, I mean, fortunately for us, he's incredibly easy to work with, and he's generous and smart, and he knows that, there's a bridge that needs to take him from the recorded music and concert world into the theatrical world.
Because that's not just...
Yeah, it's not automatic, and, the sensibilities are different, the approach to everything is different, as it would be the other way around. And
Yeah. If you were to pick one big element that you run into constantly with trying to adopt it, like what are one of the major hurdles that you find, like adopting a rock
things have to
song to
you have to be flexible to do whatever it takes to make it work on the stage, no matter what it is. I mean, if they have some of the songs in the show, or some of the big Motley hits, girls, and I mean, if they even said now girls is going to be played on an accordion or something, you just have to do it. But it's you have to serve the moment, because really the secret of musicals is the story in the book and the strength of the characters. Yeah. And
so you left out music right there.
I did.
Okay.
Although it's, as we were told once by a director, it's not a booksicle, it's a musical.
Yeah.
But people will really only care about the music if they care about the characters and the arc of the story. So,
but they did, the writer, Todd Kreidler, did a really nice job adapting all of this stuff. And really the next step is to take it and morph the pre-existing recordings into theatrical versions of the same songs. Yeah. And also turning, creating more than one character per song, because if it's just one person singing every song, it doesn't lift. So that's part of it, and it's an exploration.
And it's a lesson also in life, a guy who's a major rock star, to be totally cool and sober. This whole thing is really about overcoming a horrible addiction, and then he's really in touch with, and part of the show is about dealing with this opioid thing, so he's very on top of that. And him and his manager.
Very real for now.
Yeah, but he's cool. I mean, he's the kind of guy that was like, hey, let me help you carry your guitar.
Wow, yeah.
Who does that? I mean,
let me get you a cup of
even
coffee.
Club Dick guys won't even do that for me.
But all right, so this guy keeps heckling me. There's too much talk in my show.
We're gonna find him.
No, so let me just. I want to get to you guys though. Like, so for the Morris Brothers. And your own stuff, you are releasing a lot of music, right? So you got some singles out now. Yeah. And is that going to lead to? Do you have a strategy right now, like you leading to a album release?
World domination.
Good.
We're hatching a plan just like we did years ago. Yeah. So what it is right now it's one song at a time.
Yeah.
Basically,
that seems to be the way to do it now.
Continued our collaboration with Paul Boutin, who's produced our album.
We went to Berklee together.
Singles, that's right. And the Grammy nominated and Grammy winner, Paul. and really just to push forward with that, and we have the platform of Spotify and Apple and Google.
And now we got
YouTube.
Jan live.
And now we got Jan live, and
There's no stopping us now.
do it like that. And it's putting on that hat, and people seem to respond, and it's fun to watch where it goes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So it's.
You guys are super talented, and your reputation amongst musicians in town is just great and phenomenal.
Takes one to know one. I mean,
well, and also like, 'cause you got that other side. You're not just sitting in the living room. Who's gonna pick me up? Like what label's gonna find me here in my dark room with my half song? Like you guys are out there working it, and that's what it takes. I'm always trying to learn from these guys, and maybe in another 10, 15 years, I'll get a little closer to where you are in terms of getting that together. But so where's a good place for me to listen to your music right now? Spotify, you just said everywhere, right?
Apple, yeah, it's all over.
And it's Morris Brothers?
Morris Brothers, yeah.
Yeah, and I think we're on YouTube now. I mean, we just found that out.
Yeah.
Some of the songs are there. Morris Brothers, there's an old country bluegrass act called Morris Brothers, so please don't confuse us.
Don't confuse it with the bluegrass, ladies and gentlemen. All right, well,
we got to hear another one of your songs.
Yeah,
the one
I
we
know.
did.
All right, let's do one, and then we'll get out of here. But we already have talked about a sequel to this, because there's so many things we've left out, and very interesting and fun things.
Oh, we have a lot more. We didn't talk about the Song Machine. We didn't talk about.
My God.
We have a lot to talk about.
Oh,
we have a lot. There's a lot of ground to cover, brother.
Yeah,
we got to get to
part
that.
2.
Yeah,
and then there'll be
All right. Well, this song, I'm honored that you want to play on it. It's called "I'll Ask You Out," and if you guys have seen my shows, I've done it before, but not with these guys. So let's do it. Well, I'm sorry if I stare too much. My fascination with you simply won't let up. And I just love the little things you do when you think no one else is watching you. When you focus, you talk to yourself. You get nervous, you rearrange your desk. Your eyes start drifting in the afternoon. When you say goodbye, you look down at your shoes. When you say goodbye, you look down at your shoes. Well, I just love to catch you off guard and get another glimpse of who you really are. I would die to know the world you never shared, 'cause you think that no one else around you even cares. Are you living out your perfect plan, or are you hanging on the best that you can? Are you happy being on your own? Is there someone special in your dreams and hopes? There's so much about you I want to know. I'm looking for ways to conquer my mind, not to nourish my fear and doubt. So one of these days the stars will collide. I'll find the courage to ask you out. Are you living out your perfect plan? Are you hanging on the best that you can? Are you happy being on your own? Is there someone special in your dreams and hopes? Could I fit in to your dreams and hopes? Thank you so much, guys.
That was beautiful, Jan.
Oh, thanks,
Yeah, man.
Stevie. Coming for you
Yeah.
guys.
Thank
It was so awesome to have you here. Thanks for stopping by. We're going to do a sequel. I'm totally convinced. There's just so much good stuff to talk about. But thank you again for watching Jan Live. I'm always here on Tuesdays, 7 p.m. And, just go to my Facebook page, find the post, get a notification, and be ready to go. We didn't talk to you guys today because this was a pre-recorded show, but we did it live mode. We just hit
That's right.
go, and we just went for
That's
it.
right. Consume it. It's good for you. It's healthy.
It's great. See you guys later.
Thank you, Jan.
Thank you, Jan.
Go out there and be your best selves.
That's right.